Hello and welcome through the Stretford Lens. Let's get on with the video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Ruben Amorims' press conferences recently, more specifically the one that came out today, or last night, about the Bournemouth game. Now, a lot's been made about these comments from Ruben Amorim, and people saying that he's been throwing academy players under the bus. I've not seen this yet, so I'm going to be looking at this for the first time and giving you my opinion on it, and feel free to leave yours in the comments, guys. I really want this to be an interactive space. Thank you. Now, because we're a big club, Man United always make the headlines. Ruben Amorim, he's always going to make the headlines, but it does seem as though he's said some stuff that a lot of people aren't happy with, if you will. And many articles have the title, Ruben Amorim, there's one here, sorry, Ruben Amorim accused of throwing academy players under the bus in press conference. So let's see. So after being questioned about Kobbie Mainoo's lack of minutes and lack of playtime, because Paul Scholes, I'm going to pop the quote up there, and to be honest, I agree with every word that Paul Scholes has said. He's speaking from a Man United fan's point of view, an ex-player's point of view, who has been in situations like this himself. He knows what he's talking about, maybe even more than Amorim. And when being questioned about Mainoo's lack of minutes, this is what Amorim had to say. Amorim insists Mainoo's reduced role is solely down to the fact that he's competing for a starting position with Bruno Fernandes, who he says is really hard to take out of the team. Now, I don't like that quote at all, because, first of all, Bruno, in my opinion, is not a centre midfielder. He is not a centre midfielder. We've been playing him there for some reason, and this is what people aren't going to like about it, because Bruno still looks good there, and he's Bruno Fernandes. He's got so much quality, and he's so important in this squad. I promise you, if you have a more balanced midfield of Casemiro and Mainoo, or Mainoo, or even Mount, the energy and the legs in there, it's better than Bruno in there. Bruno's not a combative midfielder. He's not even a midfielder, like a central midfielder. He's got to be more attacking. So I think that quote's a load of bullshit. Why don't you play Bruno as one of the attacking midfielders? And then you bring in Mainoo. And then he speaks about Kobbie Mainoo like he doesn't know how to defend. Like he's just a crap midfielder. Which isn't the case at all. You haven't given him enough opportunity. He's not started a game since the Grimsby game. And that was an anomaly. That's not fair. Sorry, that's not fair. You can't just bring a midfielder off the bench and expect him to be brilliant and impress you, and then expect him to work his way back into the team, which you say that he has to do. Now, we're not there in the training ground, so we don't know how hard Mainoo is working. But off the vibe of it, he looks like a player that works hard. It doesn't make sense. And like Paul Scholes has said in the past, I love the quotes from Paul Scholes, to be honest, because he's saying what we're all thinking. Do you know what I mean? If Mainoo was playing for like a Brighton or a Palace, same, just as a midfielder, just playing there consistently, week in, week out, we would be fucking launching an £80 million bid for him. Saying, oh, the player profile's perfect. He's perfect. We should go get him. We've got him, and he's just sat on the bench. I really dislike this. This is one of my pet peeves that I cannot stand about Amorim's decision making. So speaking about Kobbie Mainoo, he said, you have to think he's going to be the guy for blocking all the transitions and all these things. He needs to spend more time doing that, but he can be in the future in that position, so I don't know what is going to happen. I just don't get that. So you want him to be your future midfielder, but he's good enough in the present, and you've not even seen enough examples to show that he's not good enough. Everyone watching saw Kobbie Mainoo under Ten Hag and under you at times last season. He came off the bench against Lyon and saved your job. If Mainoo didn't score that goal, you'd be out the job. You wouldn't be here. Last season, he even got limited minutes. That is not fair. I don't know what you see in Mainoo that you're like, oh, I don't know, he can't play that role, or he can do in the future. He can play it right now. I seriously don't get it. And another quote here says, Casemiro had to work hard to convince Amorim he should be a regular starter after initially being displaced by academy midfielder Toby Collier. I agree with that. Casemiro did have to bring the trust back into it. I think Casemiro's got a lot more fit and trim, which was very important because he was starting to look a bit lethargic and started to look his age. Do you know what I mean? And then he spoke about Toby Collier's loan move to West Brom. He's currently injured, but this is a direct quote from Amorim. He played for Manchester United, so sometimes it's not because he's from the academy or whatever, it's the situation that's happened. Don't even know what that means. I think that a lot of West Brom fans already like Collier from what I've heard. He's just injured. He still looks good. And another quote about Mainu. The problem is we're playing with two in midfield, and you guys see Cobby in a different way than I'm seeing. That doesn't even make sense. He's barely had opportunities to show you how good he is. I don't get what this whole just push him aside, he's not good enough yet type of vibe is. The balance in midfield for Casemiro and Bruno is not right. You'll get away with it against some teams, but you won't against others. You need legs in there. Why don't you try Mount as a midfielder and Mainu as a midfielder? Or Mount and Casemiro, Mainu, Mount. Just try it. You can't just say, oh no, it'll never work, I'm never going to try it. That is so close-minded and stupid, really. Amorim also added, the door is open for any player to change my mind. But in the end, it's going to be the training, the games, of course. He's not playing so many games, but Cobbs, he had opportunities, especially last year. Was he not good last year? So you've seen him play last year. Saved your job, by the way, off the bench from Leon. I've already said that, but it's true. You wouldn't be in that position if it weren't for him scoring that goal. You've seen him last season and gone, nah, not good enough yet. Nah, he's not good enough. He's going to have to sit on the bench all season. That's not fair. And then you're bringing on players like Ugarte. Now, he's not playing Ugarte anymore because he's finally seen the light with him that we all saw before. He's fucking shite. But something's not right there. That's wrong. And another quote from Amorim reads, especially last year, everyone had a chance to change his mind, essentially. Amas is now struggling in the Championship. Now, league position, yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, they're struggling. But Harry Amas has been brilliant. He's been brilliant. You can't say Harry Amas is struggling in the Championship because that's not the case. Look at his match ratings. He's been very, very good for them. I'm not going to act like I watch a lot of Sheffield Wednesday or whatever, but I swear he won their Player in the Month or something. You cannot say that he's struggling. And imagine Harry Amas just reading that, saying, oh, my name's been tagged in this, what's it about? Oh, my manager back home at Manchester United, what's he been saying? Harry Amas is struggling in the Championship. What the fuck do you think that's going to do to his confidence and to his idea of coming back to Manchester United? This is what happened with Alvaro Carreras or whatever it is. I swear it was Alvaro Fernandez anyways. He was a left back at Man United when Ten Hag was there. In the academy system, we bought him and we didn't even give him much of an opportunity at all. And look at him, he's at fucking Real Madrid now. That is one of the worst mistakes we've ever made. We could have had a left back for years there. We know he's good enough. We've seen it with Real Madrid. Seen it with Benfica, I think he was at before. But other than pre-season, he wasn't given a chance. So we need to stop making the same mistakes again, seriously. And then he spoke about Chido Obi. Chido's not always a starter in the under-21s. All these guys played when a lot of players were saying, sack me, sack the manager. You can see that I'm not worried. In that time, everybody said that. I just look at the team and try to win the next game, and I will do that until the end. I just don't know if talking about your youngsters and the academy in that vein and that way is the best thing to do. That can only have a negative impact on them. Why would you say that? I don't get it. He speaks well. Amorim, he does speak well, and I've said that before, and I'll continue to credit him for that. But my God, I don't agree with everything that he says. So yeah, that coming out, it's hard to read, really. It's hard to listen to because a lot of fans are going to be not agreeing with what he says now. So if the results start to take another dip, because we know they can. We're not consistent. We're not a consistently brilliant side. We're not even a consistently good side. We're up the table right now because the teams around us are failing. We're being asked a question. Do you want to make it to the top 4? Do you want to make it to the top 4, top 5 every week? Sometimes we'll say, nah, you're all right. Nah, you're all right. And every now and then we'll say, yeah, we're up for it. Got to be more consistent. And to be fair to him, he did take a lot of the blame for how bad Manchester United have been, saying that he's not doing good enough and the reason for Man United underachieving is him, basically. It's a fact that me, as a manager of Manchester United, I think we are underachieving. We should have more points, especially this season, so I take that naturally. Sometimes they don't have all the information and see Manchester United with the standards they lived here, always winning. It's hard for them to see their club in this situation. Not being funny, but we've been in this situation for the past 10 years now. Yeah, every now and then we've had a couple highs, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, stuff here and there, but there's been a lot of negativity and a lot very similar to this. 6th place, 5th place, 4th place. Like that is not where Manchester United should be. And I absolutely loved the big round of claps that the fans gave Mainu when he came on against Wolves. I think that was lovely. And I think him as a player, he will keep that belief. Whether the manager doesn't like him at the moment for whatever reason, we all know that's a bit unwarranted and unfair. At least he knows that the fans, us, we are behind him. We love him as a player. I also think it's very damaging for Mainu's career. He could be in the England squad, but he's not. I've spoke about this before in a past video, where Amorims says, you guys all love Mainu. He starts for England, all this, blah, 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 blah. But he doesn't start for England anymore, and that is Amorims' fault. Ultimately, it's Amorims' fault. He's not giving him enough opportunities to show Thomas Tuchel anything. Thomas Tuchel's going to United games and then seeing Mainu come off the bench for 12 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. That's not good enough. He's not started a single game this season since the Grimsby game. And there we go. That's a bit of a news catch-up, if you will, talking about Ruben Amorims' press conference. Let me know your thoughts on those topics in the comments as well, guys. And I'll see you next time through the Stretford lens. Take care. Ow! What a boo!
I step off the train, I'm walking down your street again, I'm past your